Okay, check it out. So in today's video, we're going to be comparing the new Insta360 X5 against the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, and specifically in low light outdoors. Now, I gotta tell you guys something. This right here is actually the first Insta360 camera that I've owned. And actually, I've had my eye on Insta360 for a few years now. However, I haven't pulled the trigger and actually bought one of their products yet. But when I heard that the new X5 just came out, it's got a new 1-inch sensor and it's supposed to be really great at night capturing in low light, I had to pick one up. Now, here's the thing. I do a lot of filming at night. And most often, I'm always using my DJI Pocket 3. However, I do also own the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. And that's because I also like spending a lot of time at the beach. So I need something that's gonna be able to get wet. However, now that I've got the Insta360 X5, and this is supposed to also be really great in low light at night, and I can get it wet, and it's got 3D VR capabilities, I'm thinking I almost maybe don't need the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro anymore. However, we're gonna have to test them out and see which is better in low light. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna run the test. However, I'm gonna keep the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro on one setting, 4K 60 with the horizon balance turned on. And as for the Insta360 X5, we're gonna run all 4 different settings against the DJI Action 5 Pro. So we're gonna shoot 8K 30, we're gonna do 5.7K 30, we're gonna do 5.7K 30 with the HDR, and we're also gonna do 4K 60 one lens. And we're gonna put that up against the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro on one setting, 4K 60 with horizon balance turned on. So enough talking, let's get outside and let's do this test. Okay, so to kick things off, we're gonna start with 8K 30 on the Insta360 X5. And again, we're not gonna change the settings on the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, 4K 60 with horizon balance turned on. Okay, now this is 5.7K 30 on the Insta360 Pro. So now we're gonna turn the HDR on, and this is 5.7K 30 HDR. And so now on the Insta360, when you're shooting 4K 60, you only have the option to shoot single lens. And this is it right here. Okay, so there it is. And my conclusion is the Insta360 X5 performs really well at 8K 30, especially at night. There's a lot of light in that picture. However, when we're comparing it against the DJI Action 5 Pro, don't go out and sell your DJI Action 5 Pro just yet, because if you notice in that last clip when we were shooting 4K 60 with the Insta360 Pro, I showed up in the end of that last clip, and I realized when I was looking at all my footage, if I'm walking straight with the Insta360, it will shoot only the one lens, even though it is a 360 video. But the minute that I slightly turn, I will be in the picture, and I can't fix that unless I'm editing 360 video in either Premiere Pro, Final Cut, or in the Insta360 Studio. So because in order to film this video to compare it to the DJI Action 5 Pro, I've got to export the video as one file. It's a 4K file, right? I've got to export it in one file. So you're not actually getting the 3D VR. So you are seeing the capabilities with the 8K, but you're not getting the 360 VR, right? So that's something that I cannot fix. However, if I wasn't comparing it to the DJI Action 5, I could fix that and it would be straight. So actually, technically, it is a better camera. And at the price point, they're very similar in price point. I don't know, it's a tough decision. I think you have to own both. But as of now, with the Insta360 X5, it wasn't like this with the X4. The X4 was horrible at night. The X5, well, I don't know because I didn't own one, but that's what I've been reading and seeing in other reviews. But as for the X5, I can tell you guys right now, 8K 30 at night, wow. 5.7K to 6K is wow as well. And even the 4K is very nice. But 8K 30 at night, wow. Alright, but anyways, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.